Absolutely.
A gourmet meal using nothing but their ingenuity and a whole bunch of leftovers and some condiments, correct?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we've got Trav Harvey, who used to be the executive chef at Oz Harvest. Give it up for Trav and Oz Harvest. Julian Cincotta, from Butter in Sydney. Also, if you were here at the last discussion, Naomi was talking about Bedizen, who's providing all the reusable dishes and cutlery today. Julian is the co-founder of Bedizen with Naomi and one other mate. So well done. Also, Rockpool, all the stuff. I don't want to embarrass you by listing all your accomplishments.
That's all right. I'm the apprentice today.
Okay.
So Trav's the head chef, and I'm still learning.
All right, I'm going to head off and hand over. Give it up for Trav and Julian.
Thank you so much for a beautiful introduction. It is so awesome to be here today. The energy and all of the different offerings in this festival have just been really like something to see.
Amazing. And
Thank
everyone
you, yeah.
returning those cups and containers and not taking them home because they're to be used over and over again.
Yeah. So thank you guys for taking the time out to attend our little cooking demonstration here. I love doing cooking demonstrations about food waste. Food waste is something that affects the planet in such a significant way, yet it is something that we can activate 3 times a day if we really try really hard, but there's certainly so many opportunities for us to reduce our food waste. In Australia, globally, food waste is the 3rd largest carbon emitter after the US and China. So it's such an opportunity to look at the things that we're playing with today. We've got some stale bread. Does anyone ever have any bread left over at home? Bread is the most wasted product in Australia. 1 million loaves go to waste every day in Australia, and it takes about 1,000 litres of water to produce 1 loaf of bread. That is from fertilisation, grain, transport, everything in the whole supply chain. So when we're looking at that problem, looking at different ways to utilise that, and you must have a few, what do you do with breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs,
Yeah.
our polpetti or our schnitzel, mum's schnitzel, amazing.
No doubt. And you can do bread and butter puddings. You can do all sorts of things. I mean, we have a beautiful bakery. You ever go to Raphael's in Haberfield?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the one that my kids are absolutely dying for every day. And we always end up with a couple of bread rolls that we put aside and stale on purpose so that we can use it in different dishes. The one that we're going to be doing today, so we're going to run you through a little menu of really upcycling these very basic products. We're going to start with a container of veggie scraps which have come out of the freezer. So every time that I'm making whatever it is, I mean, they're pretty standard veg. I've got some carrot, onion, tomato, garlic peel in there. So that's just the peel. Every time I've got a little bit, I just put it into a container, put it in the fridge, and when I've got enough, I can make a veggie stock from that. We've got macronutrients, we've got flavour, we've got all sorts of things that could otherwise be going to waste. I've got a little bit of water on the go here. So I'm just going to start by bringing that up. A little bit of celery in there, surprising me as well. But all that stuff's good. As long as you wash your veg, obviously sometimes carrots or other things can be a bit dirty, but you're always washing that at the start of the process. So I'm going to draw a little bit of flavour out of that, and we're going to use that to reconstitute some breadcrumbs to make a sort of gnocchi today. That's a dumpling.
Wasteful gnocchi.
Unwasteful gnocchi. Not wasteful gnocchi. Really.
Sorry.
So, these beautiful bits of bread from Raphael's. Jules is just going to grate these. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. If you don't have a food processor at home, grating it's a really good solution. Actually gives you a lighter texture. If you do have a blender or a food processor, I would probably go on that one. Yeah. And it's noisy, but this sort of rustic nature of things. Can you hear that coming through the mic? Oh, excellent. So that's what it means to combat food waste. It is a lot of extra effort. But we're just going to pull it, maybe go straight into the bowl. We're going to add to that a little bit of this veg stock to reconstitute it. Some parmesan in this case. You can use miso if you're looking to add a little bit of umami or a deeper flavour to something. And some egg to bind it. We're going to make a dough that will turn into something really beautiful to play with. And bring that together, poach it off, sear it in a pan, and then use a little bit more of this veggie stock to make a beautiful butter sauce from it. So the other thing that we're playing with today is broccoli stems. For me, and for some of the people that I've chatted to today, my favourite part of the broccoli, certainly the most interesting part of the broccoli. Is anyone here a fan of kohlrabi? Kohlrabi. We wait all year for the kohlrabi to come around, and it's so expensive. So do you know which family of veg this comes from? Yes, brassica. The brassica family includes What you got, Jules? You know the list?
Cabbage.
Cabbage,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts.
One of my faves, a bit of bacon, and some... I'm going to throw some hot tips out.
Yeah, please do.
Cheese rind, throw it in some oil, put it on your pasta. Like some, simple little tricks like that. You always get the edge of the rind. It's like just put it in a jar of oil. I kind of cheat, throw it in the microwave just to kind of come up and infuse, or you can just do it on the on the stove. But then also even throwing a chili in that. You got a chili cheese oil that you can put on pasta, pizza, kind of anything you want. That was my hot tip for that one.
That's a great tip because it is really just about flavour. I mean, upcycling these things should be exciting. It shouldn't be, I have to eat broccoli stems. This is actually really beautiful. I've taken just the base off this. It does tend to dry out and become a little bit too hard. I put it into the veg stock, so I'm bringing a bit more of that beautiful brassica flavour. So I don't know if we finished the family. So we've got kale, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, broccolini, of course, bok choy, and mustard greens.
And black cabbage.
Black cabbage, all the cabbage family. And being that kohlrabi is one of those, this is a very, very similar, almost indiscernible if you really treat it well. Just taking those sort of hard bits off the outside, we're just going to get something which has got a beautiful, sweet brassica flavour to it. It's lovely to eat fresh. You can, of course, cook it down and put it into a pasta. I think we talked about doing a traditional broccoli pasta just with the stems, but this is a really lovely way to eat it on a day like today. So just trimming those down.
Another favourite of mine is... a classic dish we used to do, and it's all throughout Italy, is like broccoli, anchovies, and chili. But use the stems. Dice them up, and it's really beautiful. Just a little bit of the pasta water, a little bit of your chili and cheese oil on top of that.
Cheese oil.
Chili and cheese oil that you've made from your cheese rinds.
And your chili offcuts, because that's another thing. I actually have a few containers running in the freezer at all time. And I've been asked a lot, like, what's the best tip that you can have if you're trying to reduce your waste at home? I would have to say it's not very glamorous. It's not what chefs want to talk about or be known to sort of profess, but I would say the freezer is absolutely your best friend. There's so many things that it's just the way to preserve when you've got a little bit of something. Taking all your chili offcuts, the tops, the tails. Sometimes if I'm making something where I don't want the seeds in it, I'll save up the seeds as well. Sometimes I'll toast them and put them into something like a mole. But equally, I can just save them up until I've got onion scraps, onion, garlic, all those bits, and just ferment them away.
Does everyone like cooking at home? Yeah?
Yes.
It is.
This young lady loves cooking
I mean,
at home.
it's also being creative, and there's no rules with cooking, right? You can kind of have anything and everything. So, it's kind of like thinking that it's a negative to try and cook your offcuts. It's like, what can I actually make? What can I do?
Yeah.
And there is obviously with the web. Type it into Google. You'll get so many different tips and tricks as well.
Or your old friend or new friend, ChatGPT.
Yes.
You will get some very questionable recipes, but there are some ideas there. I mean, we're sort of scouring the web as we're scouring our own creativity to come up with ideas to solve these problems.
Yeah, recipes are guidelines,
Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have here? Beautiful leaves from baby beetroot. Has anyone seen the carrot top pesto? You haven't seen the carrot top pesto? I thought it was a bit old hat. I decided not to do it today. But taking the tops of carrots and then bulking it out with, you can use basil, but probably more like a salsa verde kind of style, is really, really lovely to do. So when you buy these beautiful fresh veg, things like radishes, you'll get the radish bunch, and then you'll have all of these beautiful leaves. I would say more often than not, they're not really used, right?
No.
But they've got that beautiful sort of peppery flavour and kick to them. And they're absolutely wonderful to use. And I would say the same goes for these broccoli leaves. Now, these are a little bit leathery. I'm not going to use the leaves today. I'll take them home. But the stems are beautiful, sweet. They've got a little bit of flavour, not as much as the beetroot. We get some parmesan in there.
Some parma.
So that's probably one of the other tricks, just to sort of digress momentarily, is always add as much flavour as possible. Some of the little tricks on this table that I use to upcycle. So we're talking about upcycling food and really taking something that's perceived as waste and making it into something that I hope by the time you guys see the final product, you would be happy to pay for in a restaurant. Yeah, it should be, right?
Just checking
Definitely.
two things, Trav.
Yeah.
Will there be enough of that final product for some of us to taste it?
Well, some of us, not too many of us, but first come, first served,
Okay.
absolutely. So there will be a couple of tasters at the end. But what we're doing here is really just taking these really, really basic things and using the tricks that we know to deal with flavor, texture, saltiness, umami. All of these things sort of come together into something which make it a bit more of a special dish. One of the other things that I tend to find that I have a lot of that I want to cycle through, so I don't want things to go off. I don't want them to be stale, so spices are a big one for me. I tend to buy them in bulk and then 6 months later decide, oh, now I'm going to be hyper-focused on a different cuisine and I don't need coriander seeds all the time anymore. So finding a way to use them up before they go stale is really great. Same thing with nuts. Who has like odd containers of nuts and seeds and all sorts of leftovers? Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds. Oh, we decided we need so many chia seeds. Then you have a whole cupboard full of them. Well, what do you do with them? One of my favourite things to do, this is nearly ready, you want to add a bit more breadcrumb to that?
Yep.
Maybe about half the bag. So sort of do this by eye. There is a recipe for it, and that's just equal parts by weight of breadcrumb to veggie stock. And then we'll add 1 egg per 250 grams. So this is nearly ready. 1 egg per 250, so we'll go 2 eggs for this one, yeah. So, yeah, one of the things that I really love to do is to take things like, I've got these, I really love buckwheat. Do you guys use buckwheat? It's gluten-free, it's good for you, you can sprout it quite easily, you make soba noodles from it, it's really versatile, but it has a lovely sort of nutty flavour. And so what I do is I just grab the things that are just lying around in the back of the cupboard. Like I've got some sesame seeds here, pumpkin seeds as well, I love pumpkin seeds. And what I want to do is just create a little bit of texture and umami. I know it's a bit hard to see, I might swap those over. Our veggie stock's coming to the boil. So we're nearly ready to strain that in a moment. But just getting these seeds, and this is really like another aspect of upcycling something or making it as tasty as it can be, is to treat your ingredients with as much imagination and respect as you can. So a pumpkin seed in and of itself, pretty bland. Mm-hmm. A toasted pumpkin seed that gets beautiful and hot. What we're looking for with this as well is we want to start seeing the flakes sort of rising from the pan. So as that heat happens, the outer skin of the pumpkin seed is really going to sort of change that into a nutty flavour, transforming that into something which is really delicious. When that gets a little bit hotter, I'm going to add the coriander seeds, which I dropped on the floor before. If you all noticed that, I'll just call attention to it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce to it. So that soy sauce going straight into the hot pan, you reckon you're ready to strain that in?
Yeah.
Got a spoon to work that through?
Yep.
Oh, a bit of cracked pepper, of course, and always. So that soy sauce, as it goes into the hot pan, is going to act like, with the focaccia, you make the brine and you splash it on the top, right? So what we're doing is trying to season that and to get it to adhere to the outer. There we go, very carefully measured by an expert chef. Give that a work through. And that cheese is just going to hold that breadcrumb together. So it's going to, you can see that there. It's just working it into a light dough. Probably need a little bit more liquid there. We'll just work it in a little bit at a time.
So even with like the leftover seeds and like coriander, spices, things, the Middle Eastern dukkha is amazing too, having that on a bit of halloumi, having it on kind of anything like as a spice. It's kind of what I use all mine up for. Just adding that little bit of extra yum at the end.
Would you say texture is one of the main things? The people don't really think enough about texture, I think, when they're cooking at home. We sort of get these ideas in our heads about where... And look, I love beautiful produce. I'd love to buy all of my produce from local farmers and make sure that I've got the very, very best of everything. I think realistically there are budgetary constraints around that. But secondarily, I think it sort of allows us to really focus on always using the best ingredients rather than making the best of the ingredients that we already have. And I think that in particular is like where we start to think about this stuff, something which... There's a beautiful quote about food waste, that food waste is just a failure of imagination. Yeah. And I think that applies to all this stuff here. I can hear these crackling away. How's that looking?
How are we?
Oh, it looks a little bit dry. I don't want you to have a hard time. So we're going to save a little bit of this.
What do you mean? We got one that you prepared earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
No, we actually do. And the reason for that is is that breadcrumb is a wonderful thing to work with. I mean, if you think about Parisian gnocchi, do you make much of that?
No. Is
No.
that because I'm Italian? You just think,
I think it's that. It's less of a thing in Australia for sure to make Parisian gnocchi, which is essentially a gnocchi which is flour based rather than potato based. So what happens when you take flour and yeast and salt and sometimes sugar, water, and then you ferment it and then you bake it and then you add all this flavour to it? You're already sort of
bread.
elevating basic flour. So I think when you look at something like this, it is essentially, it's a recipe that I've come up with, but it's a variation on so many European traditions of just making sure you don't throw anything out. I mean, it's a European tradition to not throw out breadcrumbs, but it's certainly a global tradition to use everything to its utmost.
Yes. I
Yes.
was going to say, bread was such a gold back in the day, right? You would not waste it, and that's where, pan grattato
Yeah.
and breadcrumbs came,
Yeah.
and, the Middle East and the fettuccas, and using up that crispy bread in your salads or, with your beetroot leaves and things like that. Like, there is so many uses. And like Trav said, throwing it in the freezer, can use it later, do a little pre-prep. I think that also with, food waste, pre-preparation, I know we kind of go to the shops once a week and then it's like we might miss a day, but say chopping up a few veggies or a few bits, it's like to peel 5 cloves of garlic and you only need 2, you've got the next ones for the next day, and this is what we do, mise en place, right? It makes it so much easier for you to actually cook. If you spend a little bit more time at the start of the week, then you're like, oh, I don't want to cook tonight, but you've kind of already got it kind of ready,
Planning.
Planning.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like it's an act of love for us, I think. I think we definitely agree. Cooking is an act of generosity. It's an opportunity to do something for people, to make them feel special. For me, I love to cook for my family. I've been blessed for many years to have the kind of job where I'm actually at home at night, and I do cook for my family every night. I think that's why we get hooked on hospitality as well, because we do want to make people feel like they're in a special place, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm just going to...
I can smell it.
You can smell it. Yeah, so those coriander seeds are really lifting the flavour of this. I want to get something... That smell amazing. Thank you very much. So these coriander seeds are giving it a sort of citric kind of flavour, and this is all very nice and toasty now. So I'm going to add just a splash of good quality soy to it, and that's going to give us a good amount of salt. And that dries up pretty readily. I'll probably just let that sit in the pan for another 30 seconds or so. That's actually pretty dry already. And that's a really great trick for making something which ordinarily might be slightly bland have beautiful flavour. So that's going to be our salad topper. We're going to get our broccoli stems, beetroot stems, a little bit of dill, and a dressing that we're going to make from pickle juice. I know we're obscuring the beautiful view here with all these things, but this is what it's all about. All these odd things from the cupboard that we're going to bring together into something. So, pickles. I love pickles. Mm-hmm. Do you make pickles?
We also use the leftover brine from the pickles to make new pickles.
And do you do the brining of the chicken with the pickles as well? That's another trick.
No,
you know
but
that
that's
one, right?
adding flavouring.
Yep.
No, we don't add butter. We just use our salt water brine. But pickle juice is always getting thrown out too. You can boil it back up and reuse it. Throw some more cucumbers in there for your, pickled cucumber that you've already bought from the jar, from the store.
Yeah. But it does have a sort of life. I would say anything that's really oniony, pickled onions, you can probably use that 2 or 3 times before something pretty gnarly starts to happen with it. But let's give it 2 or 3 times. These pickled cues, they got sugar, salt, garlic, chili, whatever else you've got in there, coriander seed, black peppercorns, and that's going to really make something quite delicious. So we're going to use that, instead of using vinegar straight out of the bottle, we're just going to strain that into a bowl, add a little bit of tahini to that, maybe a bit of miso, mustard, make it into something yummy and tasty.
All right.
How's that look?
Beautiful.
So the thing about using breadcrumbs is because they are larger than, the particle size of flour, rather than the particle size of breadcrumbs, it's pretty big and it takes a little while to rehydrate. So here's one that I prepared earlier. And it's really necessary to just let that rest for a little while. This is the very same thing. So we've just got our breadcrumb, bit of parmo, cracked pepper, veggie stock, and a bit of butter in there. Had to add butter because of you, of course.
Always.
And Jules is just going to roll that into a sort of gnocchi shape. Try and get some flat sides on that.
Yep.
And then we're going to poach that quickly and then sear it off in a pan. So now we have our beautiful salad topper. It's amazing to think, isn't it, that all that effort goes into making a loaf of bread and we're throwing out 1 million every day in this country. Do you guys have any amazing food waste tips that you'd like to share? Anything that you guys do at home?
Food waste tips. Oh, you've got something to say. I might come back to you, Cooper. But I will just mention, I've been sitting here in front of Nonna, who's been commenting on everything that you've done. And yes, only ever made, she's never bought breadcrumbs in her life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Of
no
course.
way. No way.
Of course.
And they're so much better
Unnecessary.
too. So much better.
Any other tips from the crowd here? Any food waste tips? You've got one?
Put your food waste in the fridge or freezer before pickup day.
Oh, yes.
That out so
Very
your bin
good.
don't stink. I love that very much. Mine is there's nothing that can't go in a soup. So yeah, I don't know if that's true, but it's what
Yeah,
I live
just
by. Anyone else got a food? Oh, yep, great.
For bread, just croutons. Yeah, cut them
Yeah.
up, toss them with oil and whatever herbs you have around, and slow bake.
Beautiful. I will also add French toast.
Ooh,
French
yes,
toast.
that's another good
Go
one.
wrong. Anything else with day-old bread, 10-day-old bread, old veggies, soft? You know you can regenerate vegetables just in a cup of water too. That's been my big thing, bringing back wilted carrots, wilted broccoli. Not that it's my show, but, down the back, Mads.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Maximising what we can do with this stuff.
I actually have a question. With vegetables, like with their stalks or their leaves that you normally don't use, is there any vegetable that you shouldn't use in cooking? Like their stalk, like I know you said carrots, but is there any vegetables that could poison you?
Like the green bits of potato, the alkaloids.
There's that one. That's, I think, pretty well known. The green bits of potatoes and rhubarb as well.
Rhubarb, yeah.
Yeah, rhubarb leaves uncooked are toxic as well.
But you can cook them.
Yeah.
You can cook them.
Oh.
But even just on like herbs, they do come in large bunches. Like I like to use them fresh in a salad, a bit of parsley and mint, and then it's like whatever's left, I chop up, throw it in the freezer, and I throw it in my pasta sauce, or if we're doing a stir fry or anything, it's always good because you never use a whole bunch, really, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And we've got another tip here.
Spray some water on old bread and put it in the toaster. It's like fresh.
Sorry, what was that one?
Spray some water on old bread and then put it in the toaster.
Oh,
Yeah. No, that's.
Have you been watching TikTok and everyone's doing it with the banh mi buns?
No,
No,
I just do
but
it
yeah,
anyway.
it's an old thing. Like, yeah, it's just like everyone thinks it's so new, but it's
But
yes.
you look very TikTok, Jen. So yeah. The same also goes with the press. The sandwich maker.
Yeah.
Sprinkle water on your bread before you go in there. Anything else? Questions? Tips? Oh,
Run a loaf of bread under the tap and then whack it in the oven. If it's
Yeah.
stale.
regenerate its youth. I was absolutely shocked at the 1 million loaves of bread, and we're still 1,000 litres per loaf. Is that what you said, Trav?
That's what I said. That's
a
what the figures
billion
reveal.
litres of water a day.
Yeah. And you know why I think the last talk on this stage was really beautifully closed about being positive.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely try to stay on that positive tip. But I will say I'll have to call out the supermarkets a little bit when we talk about bread waste in particular. There's a notion that the last thing on the shelf will never be selected because there's something wrong with it, Sort of psychologically, they always make sure that there's plenty of bread left. They completely overstock. And the whole system is sort of designed to more ensure that we're purchasing rather than we're acting responsibly. And this is like, just to turn it around into a positive again, we do have a voice around this.
Yeah.
We can advocate, we can communicate, we can say that that isn't the way that we want to see things happen, and we can of course support small bakeries like our local one. We live pretty close together.
And
We're
there's
not
less
best mates.
ingredients in them.
Yeah, less
Yeah.
ingredients, absolutely. And I love that. I love making bread. I must say, like, I don't really stale any of my bread. It is such a beautiful thing to make a loaf of bread with the kids. But yeah, it is something that I've been working with and on for a few years with Oz Harvest. Different concepts around how to use bread waste, and bread and butter pudding. I had the experience. I was going to say the honour. I had the experience.
Bread and butter pudding, my favourite.
Bread and butter pudding.
Who else is a fan of bread and butter pudding?
best.
Oh, yes. No such thing as a bad pudding.
So I made bread and butter pudding. This is how influential Ronnie Khan is. I made bread and butter pudding for Prince Charles when he was the prince.
Oh.
Yes,
nice.
I don't know what to make of that either, but it was my experience.
Well, he
Apparently
became king, and I think in no small part due to the consumption of the bread and butter pudding.
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
It is quite
It's
possible.
a very direct line.
But I suppose like that, maybe that speaks rather than it is a sort of silly thing to say, oh, I did that. But at the same time, this is bread waste. This is a mixture of bread waste and croissants that we turned into a bread and butter pudding with, I think we had some almonds, cranberries, a couple other things. And someone in that position was happy to have it and eat it. So there is no boundaries around who will consume food waste.
You know he's British though, right? So the
know he's
bar for
British.
food is pretty low. Yeah. Suet pudding.
I'll let you say that.
Boarding school.
Look at this. How Italian is this man? This beautiful gnocchi.
Wow.
Very talented. So
Yeah.
I'm going to start poaching that up. And you can see here as well these broccoli stems. I've used the mandolin. So these mandolins that we love to use in the kitchen, which I've just
I will
put down
ask.
somewhere. Oh, did you see I was using that before? Couple of little things to have in the kitchen. I love a mandolin. I love a fingertip as well, and I love your fingertip, so you don't necessarily have to get one of these. These are about
There is a
60 bucks.
guard for it. Just
I'm-
use the guard.
Nobody uses the guard. Come on, man.
No, use the guard till the point you can't do it, and
Yeah.
then you put that in the freezer for your veggie stock. Boom. I
Tied up.
learnt something today.
Nearly
Thank
a
you.
mic drop on that one.
We do have one more question. The broccoli, there was just a bit of confusion about what you did with the broccoli. Or
Yeah.
has that not happened yet?
Sure. So I took the broccoli stems and I trimmed the base off them because it dries out quite a bit. And then I just took the outer little bit and I put that into the veggie stock. What I've done is I've taken those stems, which have been trimmed, and I've shaved them using the mandolin into these really fine pieces. So it's very much, if you cut it into a shape where you couldn't see it was a stem, you'd swear it was kohlrabi. Beautiful and sweet.
Have you tried to pass it in a restaurant as kohlrabi?
I'm too honest a person to do so. But
It's
I
called
think you
better than
definitely could.
kohlrabi.
Better than kohlrabi.
Broccoli.
So yeah, that's a great tool for dealing with veggies. Here we are, simmering away. So the other one, these are about $60. These are I got this one from Tongli in Ashfield, I think, and it was about $5. Right. And this is a green papaya grater for Thai som tam. But you can use it for nearly anything. It's great for carrots, for cucumber, for anything else. You want to cook those? Sure. He knows how to do it. He's a very talented man. I'll start making this dressing. I'll get a little bit of heat happening there as
Julian,
well.
are there any tricks we should watch out for when we're doing our gnocchi?
Having the right amount of moisture in it so you can roll it. It's not too crumbly and it'll just be crumbly. Look at Trav's recipe on ChatGPT, his own page.
I think
It's also just fun to cook. I mean, I love fun to cook, and it's common sense. You know, really, it's like, okay, does something smell burning? It's too hot. You know, is something like smell bad? It's off. You know, things like that. It's once like my business partner Manoli and Rochelle I live with, his wife, and you know, teaching them to cook, and they're like getting it so much more, and it was so foreign to them. I can't do this. I can't sear a steak. You know, and a lot of time people play with their food too much when they cook. It's like you got to just let it go sometimes. You know, a steak, just let it sear. Don't take it off. That Maillard reaction, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, you can have fun with it when you relax a bit. Just on food waste in like the red bin, I know Renwick Council has their FOGO. Yes, FOGO. Food waste, obviously we talk about compost, even composting packaging, right? It needs to be under the right environment. So in all our landfills, when it go is not the right environment, and it lets off double the methane, double the carbon, and 1.5 times the methane gases, which is really bad, right? So really even just. I have food waste at home, right? I put it in my organic bins. If you are going to have it and it is there, put it in the green bin, so it can go to that compost facility, and then it can go as fertilization to either that, where are we at? Silo down, I think there's about 4 or 5 around here. There's also, I don't know if you know, an anaerobic stomach that's in Smithfield. So what they do is they get all our like grease trap, wastewater. They get all the food waste. They got a big RoboCoupe or blender type thing. They blend it all up as a slurry. They feed it into this chamber, which has all these microorganisms which feed off it. They let off methane gas. That methane gas is captured, ends off going to 1 ton of matter can power 22,000 homes or 12,000 homes in the area. We've actually had this in Australia for 18 years.
Wow.
And probably people don't know, but it actually blew up. But it's back up running now. It was, down for a little bit. But just having that, at least there is something that is happening with this. People probably go, what is actually happening to my food waste? Why do I need to put it in that, compost bin? But it does go to the farmers, or it does go to make flowers, or it goes to this to power homes. So, it is source separation is a very big thing we need to do.
Yeah. What's the name of the stomach?
So.
I don't know, I'll find out later.
Oh my God, what's the name?
No,
Not Soil Co. Oh my God.
It's okay. We'll
Anyway,
get it later.
I'll think
Someone
of
will
it.
know.
it'll come back to us.
Hey Siri, ChatGPT. What the?
Okay, so we are nearly there, guys. We're going to now just make a really light dressing. And for that, we're going to use our beautiful pickle juice. I tried to get the Westmont pickles the other day and I couldn't find them anymore. So these ones are imported from New Zealand. But anyway, we're going to continue to reuse this beautiful brine from it. So it's got a lovely dill flavour, which I'm tying back into the final recipe by adding some fresh dill. All those dill stalks. I don't know. I don't throw it. Probably mint is the only stalk that I don't really think is
Which can
as
go in a
servable.
pesto as well.
You can make it into an
Yeah.
oil or a pesto. But I think the stems of really every other type of herb are absolutely usable. I never throw out parsley stems. I do sometimes separate them out to add to the stock. I'm happy to serve
I
them.
use, actually, now I think about it, our mint stalks for tea. Like with some black tea, mint, lemon, iced tea.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And coriander stalks are better than the leaves.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
it's a hot
rash
take.
claim.
Does
but I'm
everyone
gonna
like
make
coriander
it.
here? Because it's such a touchy subject. Yeah. No, it's so crazy. I think it's so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
I think the stalks are better than leaves, but it is a hot take. I'm going to add a little bit of mustard to this just to give it some body. God, we run through mustard in our house. Our son puts it on absolutely everything. I'm going to add some tahini as well. So I'm trying to get the different flavors. So this is random, right? Like if I wanted to say this is an Italian restaurant, this is a Middle Eastern restaurant. All these sort of different flavors that are coming together. The theme here is food waste. The theme here is using something that you have to create something better.
Chef,
so
did I just see you put a dirty spoon in the same container that you got the clean spoon out from?
Did I?
Just
No.
the mustard spoon.
No,
He's under pressure now.
I'm under
He's,
pressure.
he's
I can't find my
sinking.
other container. But thank you for calling me out on that.
I mean, they're all going to get washed. It's okay.
So, the tahini as well is going to act as an emulsifier. So this tahini, I don't know if you guys use tahini very often, but it's kind of like you can get a really beautiful silky texture from it. It's going to tie those flavors back together into where we were playing with those other seeds before. How's that look?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
How's it feel?
Light, fluffy.
Yeah. So the risk that you can run, enough salt? Yeah, it's good, hey?
Nonna wants to try one.
Well, we're actually going to sear it in a pan. I am definitely saving some for you. It's not a day without a taste from Nonna. We've got a bit of butter there. think it's around. Yeah, put a little bit of butter into that pan. Actually, it might be pretty hot. And we'll start with give it a bit of oil and butter. And we're going to ready to go. So
Are you a shaker or a one flipper?
Depends on the volume of the pan. I would say I'm a shaker today. Are you shaking?
Yeah. I'll just at least let it sear. Did you turn that down?
So adding a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Australian only. Might be another hot take. But I don't know if you know, Australian olive oil has an entirely different regulatory body for its use by date than international olive oil. So when you buy Australian olive oil, it has a 2-year, all olive oil has a 2-year use by date on it. Australian olive oil is dated from when it's pressed. Other olive oil from Europe, say like the cheap stuff that you can get, like the Moro or the Spanish or the Italian stuff, Greek stuff, it is actually dated from the time that it leaves a 10,000 litre vat. So it can sit in that vat for 8 to 10 years before it is decanted. So I always buy Australian. There are some beautiful international olive oils, of course, but this is yeah.
And didn't Australian olive oil win an international, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, over the past 20 years they've had so many successes. Cobham Estate was one of the ones that really spearheaded a lot of these. Well, they essentially were wanting to regulate the market so that what they were doing around their quality controls was more standardised for Australian olive oil. So they were very impactful in regards to that. So now I have lovely, beautiful, light dressing. I'm just going to add it to the kohlrabi. Kohlrabi, I'm calling it kohlrabi. I've fooled even myself. And I'll give that a light mix and just sort of let it marinate through.
Wow. Another view for the audience, Trav?
Yeah, let's have a little look. Let me come out there.
Oh, sorry.
Why not? So you can see, got our beautiful couple of these beet leaves, the smaller ones which are not leathery. The larger ones I will take home and I'll shred it up, and if they're cooked out, that leatheriness collapses. So it's a bit more like dealing with silver beet, but certainly never throw out your leaves.
Beautiful.
Just making sure these are nice and evenly coated. Touch of black pepper.
And I guess like a dressing, right? You put a little bit of sugar if you do, but salt, vinegar, it's already there in the brine, so you don't really need to add any more, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's great.
And the mustard as well has a bit of salt and sugar and all that sort of thing. So we're trusting that this is beautiful. You can see that, I don't know if you can see the sort of glaze, how it's come together. It's like it's mayonnaise-y to a degree, but much lighter. I think the tahini does a much more delicate job of bringing things together. So that looks quite
All right,
fantastic.
these are searing.
Well, what we might do is get a little bit more colour on that. Do you want to go for a walk out the front and show people how that's looking? So I love, when I first started making gnocchi, I didn't know anything about gnocchi because I didn't grow up in Julian's household. So it wasn't until I was an apprentice chef I started making gnocchi. But we would just poach it and then toss it through sauce. But this sort of extra layer of searing, so much more flavour. Of course, we've got the parmesan in there, so you're going to get that kind of lovely cheese melting out the edges of the toasty kind of flavour as well. So we're also double toasting the bread. Beautiful. So then we'll just add, we've got a little bit of that veggie stock left there, a bit of butter, and we'll finish that off. So I'm now sort of in the final stages. I've got these beautiful bits of colour, right? Like you eat with your eyes first. So these, the gnocchi, ma'am? Sorry, were you asking about the? Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So we poach it for
Sear
about
it
3
up.
minutes.
Double texture. Yeah.
So I'm going to add.
And is that cranberry you just put on top there?
No, sorry. It's I'd love when we're back here next year to have the whole audio-visual thing in a screen.
Yeah.
No, this is our little beet stems that I've just cut into smaller pieces.
fantastic.
So I just washed them at home and brought them in.
Yeah.
But they're just sweet and crunchy. They're a little bit more extra texture. You don't want them, because of the nature of the way that those stems grow, you don't want the pieces too long because they can be a little bit fibrous like celery.
Yeah.
So that's just cut into smaller little bits there.
You did
Julian's
say
making
make a sauce, right?
Yeah. What
Just
you
a little
making?
Coating. Just a bit of the veg stock and butter.
So a butter sauce is it's a very specific technique, and it's just about adding enough coldish butter, and it should be actually really ice cold, to some stock so that you're emulsifying it and you're not cooking it too far. Then you're just coating the outside of it and giving it a beautiful glaze. It's coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Nice. It looks beautiful.
I mean, yes, it's gnocchi, but seared and more flavourful.
And now we have our soy seasoned, and you can use tamari if you want to keep it gluten free. But this soy seasoned sort of nut
Nuts
crunch.
and seeds. Yum.
This is amazingly good for you. This is that looks pretty good. Does that look pretty good?
Yeah, beautiful.
That looks pretty good. Do you want to give it
$45, I'd pay for that.
would you pay that? I take
Because it was
FPOS.
made from you with
Yeah.
love.
Absolutely made with love. Do you want to get a little bit more butter sauce on that? We'll give it a touch of the Parmo as well. And then,
Can I just sneak the salad round so everyone can have a close
yeah,
look?
please, go for a walk.
It's so beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely.
So what you're looking at there is what usually goes into the compost.
Value-added compost.
Value-added compost.
Delicious.
The pickle juice goes down the sink. The broccoli stems go straight into the compost.
Beautiful.
Hopefully.
colours.
But
You gonna have some, Nonna?
I got a bit of parsley.
Yeah, we can have a little taste test from the bowl, yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Our official taster, Nonna, judging. Beautiful. Anyone else want to have a... Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Did we already get the photos? Because I might have just made it less plated out. Beautiful. I'm coming around the front now. Oh, yes, yes. No worries. Beautiful. Great.
Want to put that in there?
No. Go.
Yes. Okay, now I don't want silence from people who've tasted it.
How's the
That's nice.
fresh?
Yum. Fresh.
textural?
What mustard are you using?
Oh,
Whatever one was half empty in the fridge,
no,
I think.
not this one. Actually, I got this one because I love the sort of reuse the idea of rather. I have I don't know. I would say hundreds. It feels like hundreds, but I probably have literally dozens and dozens of jars. And I just thought, yeah, why not? Why don't we just have another cup for the kids? So I got this German mustard for something different yesterday. So it should be a Dijon style mustard. I think something nice and mild is the way to go. Seeded mustard will work. It's really just about balancing flavors. Like, what do you like? How can you make that work in the dish? What do you have lying around? The other thing that I could have added was I did want to keep it really like carbon. I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but we do try to reduce significantly the amount of carbon that we sort of impact through our family diet at home. We had a roast chicken the other day. Roast chicken bones should never be thrown out. They should go into the freezer as well. Any of the things, fish scraps, bacon scraps,
All for making stock. or-
everything for stock. I mean, stock will just draw out nutrients, flavour.
And you
just
don't have to
upside
buy a
it.
packet stock or
Yeah.
a booster or anything like that.
And with things like the bacon scraps and stuff, do you fry them up first and then put them in the water for stock, or just
Well,
boil?
I throw them in. The
Yeah.
offcuts of like speck and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or draw the fat out of it, cook my steak in it. Kind
Yeah.
of another one. You know?
Depends what you want to do.
I made my breaded gnocchi, my leftover gnocchi. I'm going to sit.
All right, we have one more pan over of these ready to go.
Wow.
But you can see here, guys, this is the sum total of a little bit of extra effort. There is a lot of effort involved in making sure you don't throw things out. If restaurants could turn their offcuts into something without increasing labour significantly, I think they would do it a lot more. It does take extra effort, takes a lot of extra love, takes a lot more paying attention to the details, and being variable and adaptable, which is why, great questions today, but also the answers are, what do you have, what can you do? It's really just about your own limitations.
And the thing I would say is why it's so important, what you just said then about restaurants, it takes more effort, it takes more cost. That's why it's so important that we have leadership from people like you guys showing, in your area, showing us that it can be done, leading the way in sustainable cooking and really getting the message out there and showing us how easy it is at home as well.
And then we need guys... And then we need people like you to attend these restaurants and to vote with your feet, because I was chatting to a few people today. I've had so many issues over the past 15 years of working in this zero waste space where people don't want to eat things that are leftovers. They don't want to eat things. They just see, there's good food and there's bad food. So if you're going to support those restaurants, they can make that a point of difference. I'd love to work with more restaurants and get them putting things on the menu where they can say, this is our sustainability dish. Even if it's only just one and it starts from there, make sure that you vote by buying that product and supporting them in their efforts to reduce their footprint. So I think we're about there.
How should we do this? We need to get some photos, I
You do?
reckon, of Matt. Where's Mads? Nope. Maybe we don't need.
I think we need a
photos.
photo of Nonna tasting the.
I think we
the
definitely
gnocchi.
need. Is Nonna going to come up on stage and taste, or down here? What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm happy to do room service.
Oh, room service,
that way.
Nonna. Okay.
He
I'll
cooks,
get
he
this chair out
cleans,
of the
and he
way.
brings it to you.
Already married though.
There you are, ma'am.
Oh, we need some. Can someone take photos of anyone? Oh, Julian, did you see that face? It's like your own Nonna.
You can't fake that. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
There you are.
Yep.
All right, we don't have too many spoons. Yeah,
I'll just
dig in.
Can I have a
We're
go
all
as
friends
well?
here.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yum.
So a little bit crispy on the outside. That sort
Oh my
of yielding
God.
texture.
That's
I
incredible.
need to see
Don't miss out.
hands,
It's so
hands,
beautiful.
hands. Why don't you guys, do you want to just pass it
Oh my
around? Make
God.
friends. This is an eco-festival.
That is stunning. Should
It's
we
good,
put-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The salad might be, let me see. I did.
Sorry, I wasn't like.
No. Yeah, there's a
Okay,
little bit
just
more.
saying there's another whole batch of gnocchi coming through now. Yum.
So I'm going to give that just a touch of cracked pepper. And
Which my OCD came out.
I think we're wrapping up. Yeah.
No, I don't want to rush you because it's beautiful.
Oh,
and everyone's loving it.
I was trying to keep it on time. Haven't you got prizes coming soon as well?
Yeah. We've got prizes.
Okay, well, this is the only prize that we can offer you guys. But
Our
we're very happy.
prize. Is that a question? Yep, we've got a question.
Who's going to say something about chia seeds?
Oh, you were going to say something about chia seeds and
I'm-
that cupboard of chia seeds you've got.
I'm just saying all seeds are created equal. And
And-
with a little bit of toasting,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Also, seedy crackers.
Seedy crackers, yeah, a little bit more work. This is probably the lowest hanging fruit for seeds, is toast them, put some soy sauce or salt,
Thank you.
enjoy. And
Oh my god, so good.
yeah,
So fresh.
yeah. Or make your own granola, just toast some oats. Again, who wants to make some friends?
Pass it around.
Yeah. It's you need to get the untoasted stuff because they do sell the toasted as well. But anything which is unprocessed,
Is
so
it
I
all
sprout,
ages or-
chickpeas, mung beans, red lentils, and buckwheat occasionally as well.
And while we're having this delicious taste up, I just want you to join me in putting your hands together for Trav and Julian with this
you.
fantastic cooking demo. Leftovers have never tasted so good. It's absolutely beautiful. The salad is stunning. Did you have any closing words you wanted to pass on?
Thank you for coming. Please do this at home. Just re-look at something just before you throw it out and see what you can do with it. There's just little steps that we can do it twice, 3 times a day, and we can change the world together. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And I can 100% guarantee it's always going to taste that good, okay? Every single time it's going to taste exactly that good. Thank you so much. One more round of applause, please, for Julian and Trav. They've done an amazing job. There's more food here.